Hi there, I am Laurie Delk.
Hi there, I am Rara. I'm Kathryn Asaro Myers. I'm a senior manager with Delk Cards, and I have the pleasure of speaking with you tonight with my Gratitude Girls partner, but executive Laurie Delk, more importantly, my friend. Laurie, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you tonight?
I'm great. I always love speaking with you, and I so look forward to creating our training modules for our teams and whoever's going to be watching. And it's so exciting because tonight I know we're going to talk about events. And I guess every day is an event in our life because that's just who we are and how we think of things. But to sum it up for our audience, if you're going to be watching this 10-minute segment, 10 minutes or so, what you'll be hearing about is events from a daily event to a weekly event to a big event. And Laurie's going to wrap up tonight talking to you about Promptings Academy, and I'll talk a little bit about how I created that card. But Laurie, let's talk about the average day in the life of a Delk Cards distributor. If you're watching this, you might be new to Delk Cards, you might not be new to Delk Cards, but you might be interested in building your business. And one of the ways that you'll build your business is to have an event. An event could be a one-on-one coffee, it could be a team event, but I'd like to focus a little bit about weekly team meetings. So whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, let's talk about team meetings. How do you engage with your team to have them bring their guests, right, Laurie? This is really the nuts and bolts of what we do in Delk Cards. Let's think about a pizzeria. I don't know, it just seems to be easy to talk about that. If we opened up a restaurant or a pizzeria and we said, okay, we have some pizza that we'd like you to, we'd like you to try, we would say, come on over at 5 o'clock and we're open till 11. And we would invite people to come and we would give them pizza, not from yesterday, but from today. And we'd want them to eat it and tell us what they think. We would be happy if they took some home, but we'd like them to order it. I mean, it sounds silly that I'm saying this, but you'll see where I'm going. So when we have an event, we want to have something to offer, which we do. We have a system. And the way that we offer our system is to use it, to test it, to try it, to jump into it, to send one card or 100 cards, but to send a card and get involved. So we introduce our service to a number of people. So we are inviting our teams to do the same thing. Now, the great thing about being in Delk Cards and network marketing is that we all have different approaches. So I might have one approach and Laurie will have another and our teams will have another. And that's the beauty of it. There's really no wrong way. Doing that action is the goal. It's to invite your team to get together so that we can share what it is that we're so excited about. And if you're not excited, it will show. If you do not think that this will change your life, then that's what the message that you'll give to people. And I guess that's okay too. But I truly believe that this will change someone's life. So I'm excited about that message and that level of excitement. Remember that pizza? If I said, taste this pizza, you might like it. I don't know how it would taste, but if I say, oh my gosh, I just made this, came out of the oven, I truly believe it's the best pizza. I've already planted the seed. So when we do something, it's a really good idea to know where we stand and then to move forward in authenticity, of course, in a positive environment. So before I go any further about inviting and the team, I would like to give Laurie an opportunity to talk about inviting, if you would be kind enough.
Yeah, so inviting is just simply asking, inviting someone to come, to visit, to taste, to try. So yeah, the same thing. And it can be to an event. It can be to an event on a webinar like this. It can be to an event on the phone to talk. You can meet with people lots of different ways. So it can be in an event in person, but it can also be an event on a webinar. It can be an event on a phone call. It can be an event on something like this on a Google Hangout or a Skype or a FaceTime, you know, anything. And that's it. You just want to invite somebody just to ask them. That was one of the things that, you know, that I shared a couple days ago at one of our events was so many people ask me, you know, how I do certain things. And one thing is simply ask. You know, there's nothing wrong with asking. So your job is to ask. Their job is to answer. And you don't worry about what the answer is going to be, and you don't focus on what the answer is going to be. You don't worry about that. All you worry about is that you did your part in asking.
Right. That's awesome. Also, you might want to collect some thoughts and say, what am I asking for? So have some of those dates in your book. I have a book that I write in every day, and I have everything that I'm going to be doing in this book. Of course, I have my phone and my laptop, but know when the events are, know where they're located, know how to give that invitation to someone. So collect your thoughts, and you might want to say, you know, every Wednesday, our team gets together. You're more than welcome to come. Of course, I'd be happy to have a coffee with you. But Wednesday, we're going to be at the Holiday Inn. And we're there every Wednesday at 7:15. So if you can say that, it will roll off your tongue easily. You can actually funnel people from your coffee dates right into your hotel or your weekly meetings. And your team can get together. How nice is it to get together with your team and engage with them? Truly understand that we all have lives, and your team does too, if it's a team of one or if it's a team of tens of thousands. Be a real person, you know, ask someone how they are, see how they're doing, find their strengths, and know what you're talking about so that you can be authentic. Now, I may be making it sound very overly simplified, oversimplifying it. But if you think about it, it is an easy task. Know the day and the date, know where you're going to be. And when you meet someone, take a deep breath and imagine that this could change their life. And if they truly have someone that they want to reach out and touch, give them the opportunity to do it because you did it once. And if you're like us, you're doing that every single day. And those are for meetings that we'll call them weekly meetings. But then things get bigger. You know, in our business, we have our convention, April 4th to 7th, which is in Salt Lake City. We have road tours. We have Promptings Academy. Let's talk about that. Our CEO, Cody Bateman. Laurie can talk about this. And I created an invitation. This invitation originated somewhere else, to be honest with you. I took it off Sincere. But then I created it, and I created a custom back on my phone on another app. It took me minutes. And this invitation came from somewhere else, and I've been using it since last year. I send it to my team and to my prospects. So Laurie, would you like to talk a little bit about your successful Promptings Academy and how we can learn from that? Because we have one here in Toronto on November 11th. So we're going to use some of your tips.
Yeah, absolutely. So same thing. I simply ask. But lots of ways. So I looked up people in our database. We can pull up people by zip code or by city. And so I pulled people up and looked for people. I called people. I texted people. I emailed people. I posted it on Facebook. I posted it in my team group, and then I have a local group that's for our company that I posted it in. You know, I was planning for 1.5 years for my event, so you know, so I had time, but I just posted different things. I posted the different speakers that we were having come, and I put a little blurb bio about them, a picture of them, and some little bullet points about them, and then a little blurb about the event. And so I would post that once a month at the beginning, and then as it got closer, I did once a week, and then I did once every couple days, right? And the last month right before the event. And so, so the same thing is, like they say, the more, things have to be in front of people's face to remember them. And then they also have to see the value, and the value is different for different people depending on what their focus is. And so when you show different reasons to go or different things that somebody might get out of it, then that might have a touch point for someone else. So just sharing different ways and different tips, different ideas for people. I think that was one of the things that helped. And then, of course, having a team of people and asking other people that were coming, invite a friend, tell a friend, two friends tell two friends who tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on. And so that always helps too.
So Laurie, for somebody who's listening to us going, well, I don't really know that many people. And, I asked all 25 people that I usually talk to, and maybe they reached out to 25 more, and that's a bit of a stretch. Why don't we talk a little bit about the who do you know? Because that's a really nice way. If I say, Laurie, what are you doing on November 11th? And you say, well, I have a wedding. I can do the who do you know game, because that will reach out into your network, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you're watching and you're thinking, I already asked everyone, I sent all my cards. I'm waiting now to see who does what. Well, I keep this card in my purse. So in case I meet someone, I actually can give it to them. So I have more than one of them. I send it to my team. And my own team member, who actually was going to be out of town, got the invitation and realized that that wasn't the case, registered her and her husband. And I'm so excited to say that, because Jess and her husband Tom will be with us. And I would like to get Jess's word on this, but it might be because I sent this card. Because when she looked at the date again, she called me and she was so excited, and they registered. So you never know what's going to happen in someone's life. Maybe they have a date that they're going somewhere and it's clicking a different way. So a physical invitation, a personal phone call, whatever way you're going to create those links, follow up with them. And if one person that you didn't think could show up can, honor them and greet them. And Laurie, stay with your guests, right? Let's talk a little bit about, okay, I did the inviting, and now I'm going to go sit down in the front of the room and I'm going to see where my guests are. What do we do once we invite someone? What's the etiquette for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you invite them, and then, you want to connect with them, right? Because you want to, you want to introduce them to the leaders and to the key people that are there, and you want to include them and make them feel special, make them feel welcome, make them feel wanted, and connect them with as much of the event as possible, so that way they feel a part of the event as well as feel more connected to you.
Right. I definitely agree with Laurie. Bring your guests up to the leaders, introduce them. Yes, go and stand in line and wait to see Laurie, and say, Laurie, I'd like to introduce you to someone. It's okay to do that. That's how we connect with people. Send a text to the leader that you know really well and say, where will you be? When is a good time for me to introduce you to my guest? And let your guests know that you care enough to say, this is my partner, Laurie, and this is my business partner, Jordan Adler, and let me introduce you to him, and then introduce them to Steve and to Cody Bateman, and go on and on right up to the top. Don't be shy, because your guest came to meet those people. So I would say Laurie is very good at doing this, because we're always taking pictures with our business partners and the leaders in our organization. And we go together and we put that person in between us and we take a picture, and we will use that as a card as well. So create those moments when you're inviting people to an event and you're thinking, oh, I really hope they get something out of it. Let be what needs to be, and create a really wonderful, positive moment for them, and see what they get out of it. And then follow up with them. And I really cannot stress, follow up with them. See how they enjoyed the event. Ask them after you invited them. Don't stop calling them, because we know that you contacted them at least 1 to 10 times to invite them or to see what they were doing. So do the same thing. Follow up with them and see how they feel and see what they thought, because that's not the end. It's the beginning. So if you took the time to create a card to invite someone, take the time to thank them and continue to show your interest. What do you think, Laurie?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Send them a card telling them thank you for coming. You know, put pictures from the event on the card and send that out. And then, you know, and then keep up with them, you know, ask them, you know, what did they learn at the event? What did they think about it? What was their favorite part of the event?
Right. Sometimes we take it for granted. A distributor invites a distributor. Says, well, you know, you're already in the company. So, but that's a person too. That person might have something going on in their life. If they've already joined, don't think that it's not as important to get with them again and again and again and thank them. Truly thank them for getting off their couch or out of the gym or whatever they were doing to come and listen to what you had to say about them showing up to meet the people that you believe are so valuable. So I would like to say, and I'd like Laurie to close on this because she just did an awesome event. I would like to say, remember to be kind to the people that you invite and go beyond the invitation and follow up, and see if they are interested to tell you what they got out of it, because that's where your jewel is, in what the value was for them. Laurie, share with us the success of your Promptings Academy, and I applaud you for what you did, and we hope to do as well as you did in Toronto.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, our event was great. We had almost 200 people in attendance, and people flew in from all over. We had people fly in from California, from Canada, from Florida, from Pittsburgh. So we had people from all over the place fly in for the event. So that was amazing. And just some of the stories that were shared were wonderful. And one of the things I always say is, you know, go to multiple events too. Even if you think they're going to be the same, there's always going to be something different. So I've been to like 30 of those events over the years, and they're never the same. Some parts of it are the same, but there's lots of different things. There was stories that were shared at our event that I've never heard before. And that's it. You always hear different things all the time. And it's like a family reunion every time. And especially when you do genuinely connect with people and build that relationship. And it's not just for what can I get out of that person or whatever, you know, you just genuinely connect with that person and the people that are around you, and just, you know, cherish that time that you have together to learn and to grow in so many areas of our life. It's one thing I love about the Promptings Academies is that they are a little bit about send out cards. Obviously, our company puts them on, but it's a lot of personal development, it's business success, it's relationship marketing, and it's building relationships personally as well as professionally. And that's the true success, I believe, in your professional life and in your business life, is if you bring that personal into it, because people do business with those they know, like, and trust, right? And so, and I always add remember. If they don't remember you, they're not going to do business with you. So, you know, and when they remember you, you can help that by sending out cards and keeping in touch, and as well as doing that relationship marketing of keeping in touch by a text, by an email, by a Facebook message, by a phone call, by a personal visit, you know, all those things, as well as sending a card. And as you do that, your relationships are going to grow, your business is going to grow, your personal life is going to grow, and just everything around you is going to flourish even more.
Laurie, very well said. Our executive, one of our executives, Laurie Delk from Columbia, Tennessee. Laurie's in the States. If you're watching this and you're not aware of where we're at, I'm speaking to you from Toronto, from Ontario, Canada. Laurie's speaking to you from Nashville, Tennessee would be the big city in Tennessee. And Laurie and I are cross-line, so we are here to answer your questions. You can go on our individual team pages and you can see what we're telling our teams if you're on our team. And if not, well, I'm sure we can speak to you, and then we can direct you, find your team page for you if you want to know how to do that. We're very excited for what's happening in our company at this time and for this time of year. So we encourage you to step into the box, out of your comfort zone, and go and see Cody Bateman. If you've never met him, this is the time. Follow where he'll be, in which city. And if you're within, Laurie says, if you're within an 8-hour drive, she gets in the car and she does that. So whatever your parameters are, get a few people together, get in the car, and certainly get to the Promptings Academy, and also get with your team, hang out with them, get to know them. Be tight, get sticky with your team, because if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.